If you're still doing everything in your business, managing your emails, your calendar, posting on social media, this video right here is for you. And remember, just because you can do something doesn't mean that you should be. I used to wear every single hat in my business, managing my inbox, my emails, my calendar, replying to DMs, coming up with content, scripting, filming, posting on social media, as well as, of course, managing all the clients and the sales. And it was absolutely draining me. I was going on that throughout the whole entire day. And then when I actually started to get to the real work, I realized it was already 6 p.m. and I should actually be spending time with my girlfriend. It was days like that where I was realizing something important. I was working in my business and I wasn't growing my business. So in this video right here, I'm gonna give you the top 10 tasks that you should be handing over to a virtual assistant starting today. This will save your time, save your energy, and actually allow you to grow your business the way that you always envisioned it. Why is delegation a skill and why is this so hard to begin with? I want to start this section off by saying delegation is not easy when you're starting. Most founders, as myself included, I was always thinking, I'll get it done faster if I simply do it, instead of structuring it, creating SOPs, and then handing it over to someone else. It also took me a lot of time to begin trusting my people who were working in my business, aka my virtual assistants. I needed to know that they were doing the task exactly how I wanted the task to be done, because there's a reason why I was successful, and I believe that was because of the way I was doing things. This mindset made me always the bottleneck. I always had to do things. I always had to review things instead of creating a structure in a true framework on how to create SOPs and then delegate with purpose, with also training the virtual assistant at the same time. Before I go into the task, I want to quickly go over a framework that will help you start organizing your tasks and start organizing the things that you should be delegating in your business, which we'll get into next. But to begin with, when you get a virtual assistant, record yourself doing the task. So do a full recording, a full session with the virtual assistant so they can ask the questions, so they can always refer back to this. Have them, the step number 2, have them then review that recording and that training with you. From there, they're going to write exactly step by step what they need to do that task. And make sure that you're emphasizing this needs to be as detailed as possible. Click at the right up-hand corner where you see EB for the profile, go into settings, change it to this, now go into the contact, exactly step by step, exactly how things are being done. Third step in this is have a meeting with a virtual assistant. Review exactly what they've written out in the steps, because now they have a video, now you have the steps, now you need to make sure that those steps align with exactly how you want it. The fourth and kind of ongoing task in this, which will be ongoing for ever, hopefully, as long as you're working with that virtual assistant, is meet periodically to optimize and make sure that this process is still the way that you want it to be done. Empower your virtual assistant, give them the trust that they need to make suggestions saying, hey, I think we can do this a little bit better this way, and it will have a larger impact this way. So be flexible with it, but the core of it has been done. That being said, delegation is not easy, but when done properly, it can be very efficient and very effective in your business. The idea around these tasks, I want to go over that really quickly, is to delegate things that are taking up your time, right? Our goal right now is to get your time back so you can then focus on growing your business in different areas and aspects of it. It's not to start a brand new project. It's not to now dive deep into the world of SEO where you have no knowledge or skills or done anything like that in the past. We want to hit those low-hanging fruits, get your time back, as well as hit those repeatable steps that you're noticing is tedious during your day that you should not be doing. Let's get into it now. All right, task number 1, you probably guessed it already. It is your email inbox management. A lot of our owners that we're working with in different businesses, they're still managing their emails. It takes a lot of time. Some are good at time blocking when they are doing those emails, but the majority of the people we're talking to, as soon as the email comes in, you're now task switching over from what you were focusing on to then reply and review that email. This is costing you a lot of time, but it's also actually costing you a lot of brain energy when you're switching back and forth from tasks like that. The number 1 task I would offload to a virtual assistant right away is managing your inbox. And a little pro tip about that, in Gmail, there are labels. In Microsoft, I believe they use folders. So the easiest way that I've come to find this is to still have some control in your emails, right? You don't want to hand everything completely over to a virtual assistant. So the main buckets that I like to organize by is have my virtual assistant go in there in the morning, midday, as well as right at the end of their day. They're going to manage things and label things and put it into folders or that label, for example. And this would be already replied, where your virtual assistant has replied on your behalf, applied by them because they understand, okay, it's a scheduling thing. Yes, I can look at a scheduler, I can take care of this. This is not something my executive needs to handle. So reply by them. And then the second bucket is drafted reply, where they see something, they understand that they've drafted the reply, but they understand that might be a high touch email. So you may want to review that before you send it out. So they're doing 90% of the work, and then you simply edit, review, you know what, yep, let's change this little area here a little bit, this is good to send, and then you send it out. Right there, you save 90% of the time that you would have spent drafting, thinking, and writing up that whole entire email. The last bucket is, of course, those high touch areas where you need to be involved. So these are did not reply, right? Needs your attention, executive to reply, or Evans replies, for example. These might be clients that you're looking to close, clients that you need servicing, something that isn't simple or easy for them to understand, where it does need your expertise to get into. So number one task is email inbox management. The second task you need to be handing over to a virtual assistant right now is your calendar and scheduling. You know how it goes. You talk with someone either on LinkedIn or in emails or in person, and you start getting that back and forth. When can you meet? What's a good time for you next week? Oh, I can't do that. Let's do this time. That's not high value work. That's simply taking up your time. So in calendar and scheduling management, this is kind of in conjunction with that email management, since it will live in there. Your virtual assistant needs to handle those. So a few pro tips here is make it very clear what you want your virtual assistant to do. What are your preferences? For example, me, I like to work out in the morning. So do not schedule anything on my calendar before 8 a.m. because that's my personal time. I need to work out, I need to get ready for the day, and from there I can have meetings. Also, actually from 8 to 11 a.m., I don't like to have meetings either. That is my focus time. That is my time to film content like this and to really focus on things like ads and things for lead generation that can grow my business. In the afternoon, yes, let's schedule everything. Set your preferences. Set exactly when you want to meet, what day, and how you want your virtual assistant to handle those things. When it also comes to calendar and scheduling, meeting scheduling time, have your virtual assistant always be X amount of weeks ahead of you in that management time. So let's say a week ahead. I want her to review 1 week Tuesday in advance. Hey, Evan, we have this scheduled next Tuesday. Is this good? Do we need to reschedule this? Is this confirming? I realize a week ahead, I know what I'm doing on that Tuesday. So if I have a doctor's appointment or for something that we need to reschedule, at least we're giving the other people that we're talking to plenty of time to adjust and kind of get that rescheduling done. A week ahead, everything in my calendar is locked, and it gives me a lot of confidence that, okay, this is what the week is going to be like, and I can now organize my life around that. So the second task is calendar and scheduling and getting all of that off of your plate. The third task you should be handing over to your virtual assistant is actually social media management. But social media management takes up a lot of time, right? When I say social media management, what I'm meaning is managing your online profiles. For me, this looks like I want my virtual assistant to understand, obviously, a lot about our business so they feel comfortable replying to comments, replying to DMs, kind of taking over those and looking to book those meetings from social media into consultations, for example. I should not be spending my day on Instagram and looking through all these comments and checking it every 10 minutes because you're kind of falling into that rhythm, and it's very dangerous because then you start scrolling and now you're wasting a lot of time. Have your virtual assistant do all of that on your behalf. What's really important, kind of pro tip here is, again, same with the calendar, give them your preferences. Really understand or let them know, hey, this is our objective when we're replying to things. We're looking to be educational, we're looking to be friendly, and then if it's an opportunity that we should suggest and kind of book a meeting, let's go ahead and book that meeting. So really give your virtual assistant some time to learn everything they need to know about your company, your preferences, and then let them have it and set it on a very specific schedule. When DMs come in, we want to reply to that really fast. Have them set up those notifications so they can go handle those. Task number 4 that your virtual assistant should be handling is your CRM as well as your easy follow-ups, I want to say. CRM management, it takes a lot of time, and for me especially, it takes a lot of energy, right? I want to be focused on growing the business, and managing your CRM and doing follow-up is growing your business. It's a very high value task. There's times where I just simply don't want to do it. It drains my energy, so I want my virtual assistant in there to always keep managing this. If it's easy follow-ups, if it's touching base with someone a week later after we met, I want them to handle those. But if it's a communication after a closing meeting, that's something I need to handle. That's something I wanted to handle, as well as all those phone calls. I don't necessarily want to be bogged down and stayed in my CRM all day long. My virtual assistant, she's in there, she's managing, looking through everything, and then notifying me, hey Evan, you need to make this phone call right now and close this deal. You need to call this client to make sure everything is going good. So she's managing the CRM, keeping everything organized, everything clean in that CRM as well, and then kind of managing me at the same time when I need to step in and do specific things. Task 5 is research and data organization. This is a little bit similar to the CRM, but I look at this a little differently. For me, what this looks like is I like to do cold email outreach. So I use instantly Apollo to get all of these leads to create this system of outreach. I should not be spending my time finding the next batch of 2,000 contacts and creating that messaging that's been successful and running those for those contacts. I should not be doing that, right? I've already done that once. That should now be replicated into a standard process. So having your virtual assistant doing research on your ideal client profile, using Apollo, doing the filters, exporting those leads and those lists, and then helping you kind of build the campaigns that you need to build that you've already set the framework for. In different industries, when it comes to real estate, for example, this could be essentially doing a CMA for a client. You're going into a listing appointment and you need that comparable market analysis. Have your virtual assistant do 80% of it. Have them record exactly which properties that they're looking for. Have them create the report. Have them create the presentation for that listing appointment. Let them do 80-90% of the work, and then you need to go in and add your expertise and make sure that everything is correct. But it starts with building SOPs, how to do it, and handing it over to a virtual assistant. And a client of ours, he actually works in the venture capital space. He actually has taught his virtual assistant how to look at deals, look at potential investments that they're looking to make, create a presentation for him and the rest of the partners for them to make a decision and for them to dive deeper into the companies that they think is really interesting, for him to get plugged into the whole industry, understand what everything is doing, gather the financial information and such, and then present it forward. So that will save you a lot of time. Task number 6 is client communication and support. Right, this kind of goes back to, again, the CRM and the follow-up system, as well as email management, actually, because majority of this will be in email. But if you do need a voice role in your company, that is a big thing that you're focused on, let us know. We can absolutely find someone with completely undetectable accent. Doing this will allow you to focus on more important things, but still progressing those accounts that you need to progress, as well as kind of being that client support. If you're selling a software, if you're selling a service, or really whatever it is, clients are going to have questions, right? So empower your virtual assistant with knowledge about those frequently asked questions so they can handle those on your behalf, right? Through email, through voice, chatbot, whatever you're looking to do, but you shouldn't be focusing your time on that. All right, task number 7, I probably should have made this honestly number 1 because this is so important, is managing operations as well as SOP creations. Right? There's a reason why I talked about that before the first task, especially the SOP creation. It is invaluable to have this in your business because now you're starting to build your business knowledge base, right? Your knowledge database. This, if you're looking to do an exit, this is what those VC companies or strategic acquisition, that's what they're looking for. They want to understand that they can run the business without you, without the structure that you're doing. Really important for that. But then also, as your business is growing, you now have that knowledge base for your new virtual assistant to train themselves on, right? And as well as your current virtual assistant to train them on. So now we can start offloading, start building that pyramid of team under you. So doing this now will save you a lot of time in the future. So super important. When it does also come to operations, for example, my virtual assistant is helping me with client onboarding, client offboarding, kind of managing that communication and everything like that. So whatever you're doing that's taking up a lot of time that feels pretty routine, create an SOP for that. Hand it over to a virtual assistant, start building that database, and let them handle what they can handle, and you of course step in and manage when you need to. All right, task number 8, I alluded to a little bit earlier, but we're back on the marketing train. It is content creation itself. When I'm talking about content creation, it's creating those social calendars, researching and reviewing current trends, looking at what your competitors are doing and how they're successful and how you can implement some of those things. Not just that, but then also scripting the videos for you, but then also editing, looking to download the footage, edit it, optimize it, and then go in and post it and kind of lead that into social management. That takes up a lot of time. And honestly, it's not just time in the day-to-day while you're doing it. It also takes a lot of time to learn those skills. I did not have any editing skills. I started learning a little bit, but I realized like this is not what I want to do or what I need to learn. So I hired a virtual assistant for that, right? Like that is optimizing my time, my knowledge, where I need to learn things, and it is not that. Thank you, Jane. You are the best. She's helped me editing this video. So implement that into your business. So you don't need to learn it, you don't need to manage it, but social media, as we all know, is such a crucial part of building trust, building relationships, and actually bringing in new business. So super, super important. The 9th thing that you should be delegating to a virtual assistant is a bit more on the personal side. So actually having that personal assistant, right? When we're looking at this, think of travel arrangements, right? Searching, keeping an eye on those flights so you're getting the best deals, doing some research on the hotels, what are you looking for? Have your executive assistant do that, create a report, allow you to make the decisions, and ultimately they'll understand your preferences so well that they'll be able to start making those decisions on your behalf. And you just simply step in and pay for everything that you want when you're ready for it. Another thing that this could be kind of related to the business side is if you're in real estate or clients and you like to send gifts, right? You like to connect with them. Write handwritten notes. Allow them to notify you, hey, we need to write handwritten notes, right? And have them put it into this CRM on what they like, what their preference is. So now they can go ahead and order them a brand new candle that they love. They love this specific brand of candles. Let's remember that. Let's then implement that into their anniversary gift or something like that. So think of what that is, write them down, start creating SOPs and hand it over to a virtual assistant. Task 10 and the final task is actually reporting and analytics. This is really important as your business starts growing, especially on the marketing side, on the ads side, on the cold email outreach. What is working, what is not. Have your virtual assistant gather those informations, create a presentation or a general summary spreadsheet so you can quickly look at something, get all of the reviews that you need and all of the key data points that you need to look at all in one area. Now you don't need to click into Instagram, into Facebook, into all these different applications to start just thinking, okay, where was I a month ago? I don't remember, but now I'm here, right? Now you're starting to have your virtual assistant gather those so you have that track record of things as well. Right? Start small and then you can keep growing on top of that. So there you go. That is the top 10 tasks that you should be delegating to a virtual assistant, starting immediately, as I mentioned, to really get your time back. However, right now you're probably asking yourself, how do I do that and what do I delegate first? So how do I do that? We are going to talk about that in a different video coming up soon, so be sure to hit the subscribe button so you can be notified when that comes out. But in terms of which task do I delegate first? The first things we want to do right now, we want to focus on getting your time back, right? Things that you're doing every single day that you're sitting there doing. You're like, one, I don't want to do this. And then two, this is honestly taking up a lot of my time. In the next video, we'll talk more about how to onboard and structure a virtual assistant. But if you are currently looking to bring on a virtual assistant into your company, feel free to hit that button or that link in the description to book a strategy session with me. This will just be an opportunity for us to get to know each other a little bit better. Hit the subscribe, comment down below, like, do all of those good stuff, especially comment down below. I want to hear from you guys. I want to interact. That's one of the reasons why I'm doing this, is to build a community of business owners, but also to help you guys and educate you guys as you're growing your business. Stay tuned, click subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.